What restaurant do you refuse to eat at? Golden Corral. I worked there 6 months. I've seen things. Had a family member in code enforcement. A local Golden Corral inspection holds the record as the only time she threw up on site. It's the only place she refuses to eat. I have to reckon that a food inspector retching on site has to be a bad sign. Code enforcement is different. They deal more with building and local codes. Could have had interior issues and they saw something horrible or smelled something bad. I've dealt with sewage issues and it can be so bad you start to dry heave. I did have one place I inspected where their ice machine was so disgusting when I wiped the inside a nasty black slime came with it and I almost threw up. I was able to hold it back but I was tearing up. In this instance, they were initially called in for a suspected sewage issue. Apparently that ended up being one of the many problems amongst rat shit on fryers and a moldy food corner storage. There used to be a slightly viral video of some kid secretly recording his training at GC and showing the manager committing all kinds of health code violations. Turns out it was the Golden Corral in my hometown. A few years back there was a story about a Golden Corral employee that was told to store a whole bunch of expired food out by the dumpster while the restaurant was being inspected by the town health department. Lovely. Do tell. I hate that place. Mold in the fridges, recycling cooked food like meatloaf from night before, using the fryer oil till it's black and stinks. Our dishwasher machine broke so they just ran dirty dishes under water and then sent them back out to use. No soap wash, people not washing their hands, cooking chicken that's gone bad despite what the date says, you can smell it's rotten. Only about 20% of Golden Corrals are corporate owned. So the cleanliness of the establishment will usually come down to how good the owner is. I always figured that this was the case. There are 2 GCs in my city, one is okay to decent on both the food quality and building maintenance and the other is blah on the food and is bad on the building maintenance. There's another one a couple towns over that I went to a while back and it completely blew the better one in my town out of the water for how good and clean everything was. If the restaurant owner doesn't own their building, then that adds another layer. There are a lot of shitty building owners, as well. I have first-hand knowledge on this, as I design buildings. Subway. It was never great, but then it got worse and expensive. And Jared still creeps me right the fuck out. 2 years ago, I worked at a place that had a Subway basically around the corner. Decided to pop over for lunch one day, despite not eating Subway for who knows how many years. Was quickly reminded why not eating there all those years was a good idea. So expensive, for something so bad and what felt like nothing even on the bread. I used to love it during the $5 foot-long days. Those fed me in my last year of uni more than almost anything else. Applebee's, I can microwave my own food at home thank you. But they have okay drinks. OMG, we went there one times and I ordered the ribs appetizer. The bartender was watching bones and my ribs came out and it looked like the autopsy on the screen and I couldn't handle it. I asked them for pretzel sticks instead. The manager comes out and starts yelling at the bartender to stop watching bones because this is the second time. We had to laugh because apparently it's a thing there. My daughter has been binging Bones for the past month. We make a lot of jokes about the show. I'm sending this to her. Dr. Brennan? Bone call. They said it was important. Something about a bone? I always think about this line when the show comes up in conversation. When it was still airing my family would watch it together but after that one episode with the bathtub, we made a rule to not eat while watching it. B-dubs. It's gotten so expensive, you have to pay for extra sauce or else they hardly put any on the wings and you also now have to ask for and pay extra for the fried pickle dipping sauce. I can make a much better version at home and even found the copycat recipe for the fried pickles and sauce online that's pretty good too. I recently got an air fryer and it's a total game changer. The thing makes absolutely amazing chicken wings. You can buy all the sauces at the grocery store. Really, there's no reason for me to eat chicken wings at a restaurant anymore since the ones I make at home are simply better. Smoke them and then air fry them. It'll blow your mind. I usually steam or smoke first then air fry. It's so good! This is the only way. Dunkin' Donuts. I'll never understand why the donuts are not somehow stored better. They are sitting uncovered for every cough, sneeze, germ, dust particle, and the amount of flies that land on the donuts. I worked at DD before they transitioned into a central distribution model. The donuts were made twice a day because for reasons I don't entirely understand, these are super perishable products. They're safe to eat for days, but they go stale within 18 hours of baking. So we used to have a night and day shift baker. Now, your donuts are essentially stale by the time they arrive at the store. I haven't had one since they switched that was half as good as what we made in-house. It's hard for me to think of a fast food place that's done more damage to the quality of their food. Well, maybe KFC, but DD is a solid second-place contender. Thank you for all the info. It's unreal how so many companies have went downhill drastically to save money but then they put themselves practically out of business by doing so. It works out for smaller businesses, that's where I go now to get donuts. Ours was only a once-a-day bake, we started baking around 5 p.m. and finished up around midnight. I was a finisher, so I was responsible for frosting, filling, sprinkling, and putting them all on trays for the next morning. I'd go in at 8 p.m. and finish around 3 a.m. That was in the mid-90s. Now they are all pre-made, way too firm and still somehow greasy. So much worse than they used to be. Food is supposed to go stale. That's actually a good sign, because it usually means the product isn't packed full of preservatives and stabilizers. If you want to liven up pastry, warm it up. 10 seconds in the microwave or a minute or two in the air fryer will revive 2-day-old donuts like almost brand new. True, the donuts are delivered by a truck from the central baking location. However, any donut or coffee roll or baked good that you buy tastes a lot better if you pop it in the microwave for about 10 seconds. Please like and subscribe for more daily content. I publish new videos daily, otherwise please feel free to check out another video. Thanks for watching.